There's not a ton of
I
spirit.
feel like we don't really have a lot of school spirit.
But I don't go to the games here because there's no school spirit and no one else does.
People want to be a part of AU when they see Claude.
AU did not have a mascot upon being chartered in 1893. The university's token eagle made its first appearance in 1925 when the school's newspaper named themselves the American Eagle. AU's basketball team became official that same year. On May 6, 1927, the American Eagle wrote an article pushing the university to adopt a bald eagle as the official school mascot. AU's yearbook followed suit, referring to the school's basketball team as the Eagles in their 1927 publication. Almost 50 years later, the first Eagle mascot suited up under the name Claude.
We'll mimic meeting a young child because that's a big part of Claude and mascots. So we'll do those kinds of things, or we'll say, the team got scored against. Show us your frustration, right? To see the team scored, show us your celebration, and we'll walk through kind of the traditional things that a mascot does while performing at a game.
So I guess it was my freshman year, I saw a sign on the door that was looking for mascot tryouts, and so I did that like December of my freshman year, and then by the spring I was one of the mascot people, and I did that through the end of my senior year. We had to show our excitement and show our fear and trepidation and show our anger and show these different emotions in like a 4-foot box. What do our skills look like? How fun and big and social are we? And then they took us out in the costume, and we got to like go to TDR and walk around, meet people, and sort of just chat it up.
The mascot's charisma and charm allows them to reach audiences of all sizes. Claude serves as a notable icon on campus, with students recognizing them just by name.
I love Claude. I wish he would run around more. I think everyone loves seeing Claude, like at the basketball games and stuff.
I'm so excited to see Claude.
I don't think he's around much, but when I see him like at games and stuff, he's usually just makes a small appearance and then doesn't really do much.
I made a TikTok with Claude. It was the one that was like, hell yes I am.
He's a great support of the teams, obviously. So the student support of the teams has been great.
The different like teams support each other, which is really nice, and like everyone supports each other, but I wouldn't say there's like an overarching like rah-rah kind of culture.
I feel like depending upon the sport, like you'll see more school spirit and like with basketball and soccer, and then it kind of lacks in like the other sports.
When the basketball team is entering like a hostile, intimidating away environment, it's good for them to feel like they have support where they are. AU does have school spirit. We do like to support our teams. And the pep band is the greatest example of that. We mix well with the cheerleaders and the dance team just to make that show of support and make attending games a lot more fun. Pep band encourages school spirit by making game day experience not an obligation, but something just really fun and appealing for your average student. To hear these songs being played and the fight song blasting through the arena whenever you show up to a game just makes the whole experience a lot better. Game day experience would not be complete without Claude the Eagle.
Pep band was always a really supportive and like pro-mascot group of folks, and they were really fun and supportive, and if you were ever sort of like in trouble, you could always go and hang out with them, and they would sort of like take care of you a little bit. School spirit was never really like an AU thing when I was there. It got better toward the end of my time at school, but it was not super solid for team spirit. There was low pressure to be the mascot because there were so few people in the gym most of the time.
The low pressure of Claude's gig follows performers off the court as well. Students acting as the mascot keep their identity a secret for the entirety of their contract.
Well, I think that's kind of a mascot tradition, and I think it's mostly because we want that to, you're in character, right? And so just like an actor, when you're in character, and that's the way, mascotdom happens.
So a few people did know, but it was a pretty well kept secret. So the pep band did know because at one point we traveled on a bus down to a championship or a conference game in Richmond, and the mascot rides with or rode with the pep band and had to change clothes with the pep band. There were several Claude performers, so it wasn't like I was like every day doing Claude stuff. I was a statistics major, hanging out with my friends and doing my clubs and stuff. But then I would just sometimes like pop down into the bottom of the gym area, and I could go way into the back where there was the all the weird storage for like people's gym socks. But like you say hi to the person at the front desk, and you're like, I've got to go check in, and then they see you come out as Claude. So like in the beginning, no one really pays attention to you, but then you walk out as Claude, people are like, oh. I think it was really fun. It was a nice way for me to sort of get fill my cup up of like school spirit.
I would say there's still like some sort of spirit that brings people together.
I feel like school spirit is just like having camaraderie and people like being like happy with like the school that they go to, and just like having a community where people can like rally around something, and we just don't really have that.
I feel like in general people are pretty happy to be here, but they're not going to be like, let's go AU, and we're just like, they all like each other, but not necessarily the school.
I think if they just like do a lot more like events, like not just like from the club, but like by the school in general.
More like colors, like the red, white, and blue, like going around, or just like maybe if like the campus store was cheaper, people would be more likely to buy things. Like I know I walk in there and like a sweatshirt's like $75, and like I'm not gonna pay for that. I don't know. It'd be cool if like Claude ran around more.
I love Claude. Number one fan out here.
He's not going away, and I think it's a great tradition that the university has, and I think we're sticking with Claude.